If you've ever wanted a flat design tutorial with an Australian accent, well, Jeremy Mura is another content creator and design YouTuber. He's also got a Skillshare page. I'll put the links to both of those in the description, but I'll pretty much let him introduce himself. He's going to teach you how to create a flat design house here in Adobe Illustrator. Without further ado, please give him a warm welcome in the comments section. Take it away, Jeremy.
Hey, my name is Jeremy and I'm a designer and illustrator from Sydney, Australia. I have a YouTube channel called Jeremy Mura Design. You can see it here. You can come check out some of the tutorials and tips that I teach. I talk about, logo design, illustration. I give tutorials on Illustrator and some on Photoshop. And I also teach young designers about how to grow as a designer and how to, if you want to grow a business or grow a brand or become a freelancer, I give all those tips as well. So you can see here's some of my videos, so definitely go check it out. I also want to say thank you to Spencer, aka Pixel and Bracket, for letting me come on his channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys get some cool tips and values out of this tutorial. So today we're going to be creating this mountain cabin house. It's going to be a flat design style, and I'm going to be using this cool simple color palette, and hope you guys find this useful. And I'm going to show you how to create this. And you can see here I've got a couple more other colors that I use, which looks super cool, and you can go crazy with it. There's no limitations with this, but yeah, super useful. So what we're going to start off is we're going to start off with a basic artboard, and we're going to use the basic tools in Illustrator. So I'm just going to get my toolbars up. So you can see here we've just got a blank canvas, and what I'm going to do is start off with a square. So the shortcut key is M. You can also find the rectangle or square tool on the left hand side, you can see here, and you can click on that. And what I'm going to do is just start to draw a square out, just clicking and dragging that, trying to get a square shape, not too much of a rectangle. And what I'm going to do from here is actually duplicate this. So I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and click and drag this square to the right like this. I'm going to make this square a little bit shorter. I'm also going to start to use my gray color instead of my actual color palette. I'm just going to use grays, so I'm just going to quickly change this. So the reason why the right side is going to be darker is because the sun is going to be on the left side here, as you can see, and the light is going to come down from this angle on the left side. So I'm just going to scale this down a little bit by selecting and just holding the right corner to drag it down, and that's looking really cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in holding Alt, and I'm just going to click this left box and hold Alt and hold Shift, and we're going to duplicate that, bring it to the top. I don't want it to be too long, so this is going to be the roof. So what I'm going to do is scale it down, so I can select it with my selection tool and just scale this down, probably about here. Looks fine. And to create an angled roof, what I'm going to do now is press A for the direct selection tool. I'm going to click and drag and select these two anchor points. And what I'm going to do is hold Shift and press the right arrow key. And you can tap it a few times. You can see you can get it on angle. You don't want to make it too wide because you can see it's going to be unrealistic and look funny. So you want to be even. Maybe go 3 times. And that looks pretty good. And now what I'm going to do again, I'm going to get the roof. Use my selection tool, select the whole thing, and hold Alt and Shift, click and drag to duplicate that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to select these anchor points and drag them in. You can see how it's snapping into the other box. That's because I have smart guides turned on. So if you click View, you want to make sure that your smart guides are on. The shortcut is Control U. If you're on a Mac, it'll be Command U. So now we have these two squares here. I'm going to change the color so you can see. But obviously you want a triangle roof. So I'm going to go to the corner here, select this point, and click and drag, holding Shift, and bring it to this point here. So now we have our little roof here. You can see the house is looking a bit tall, so I want to make it shorter. So I'm just going to select the bottom here and just tap up arrow key to bring that up, just so we can make it more compact. Cool, so that's looking really cool. Now I'm going to do the chimney. So using the same rectangle tool, I'm going to press M, click and drag and make a thin rectangle box. I'm going to press Control Shift and left square bracket, and this will bring it to the back. You can also select Object arrange, send to the back, or send backward. And this should be bring it behind this house. I'm gonna select this square and duplicate this and snap it. And then I'm gonna make it more wider because we want a wider chimney, just like that. And I'm going to change this color here and click on my swatches to this lighter color there. I'm also gonna drag this down, select these top and make it a bit shorter. There we go. Cool, so we've got our basic foundation, we've got our roof, our house, our chimney here. It's all looking cool. So let's add some doors and windows. Once again, I'm gonna use the rectangle tool, click and drag. I'm gonna make a medium-sized door here. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate it, bring it over here, and I'm just gonna scale it down. I'll bring this window up. And what I wanna do is I wanna round it off. So I'm gonna get my direct selection tool, pressing A, the shortcut key, select the top 2 anchor points, and you can see you got this little rounded tool here. What you can do is you can click and drag and round it off. So you get sort of this ellipse shape. I'll do the same for the door. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this window and bring it on this side as well. Just like that. And I'm just gonna change the colors here. That's cool. So that's looking good. I might actually make this a little bit bigger. Like that. Awesome, so it's all coming together. Now we're gonna start to add some other elements. I'm going to add the sun. So we can do that by using the ellipse tool. So if I go to the left hand side, you can see a ellipse tool here. I'm gonna click and drag like that. Bring it to the left here because once again the sun, this is lighter because the moonlight is hitting, or the sunlight. It's mainly moon because you can see here how I did like a sort of a night scene with the dark blue tones. So it feels like it's like moonlight, which is pretty cool. So that's what I'm doing with that. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some bushes. So what I'm gonna do is get the ellipse tool again, like the sun. You can also just duplicate it. I'll bring it over to the right hand side. I'm going to scale it up. I'm gonna bring it down. And what I'm gonna do now is duplicate this a couple times. So once and twice. And what I'm gonna do now is I wanna cut off this bottom bit. I don't wanna just leave it like this. So I'll get a rectangle, pressing M. I'm gonna use this bottom part of the house as a guide and click and drag across like this. I'm gonna select all these objects, and a quick way to cut this off is using the shape builder tool, which is on the left hand side over here. As you can see here, the shortcut key is Shift M. So I'm gonna press Shift M and holding Alt, I'm just going to click and drag and minus all these bottom shapes, and it will delete it like that. So now you can see we have some bushes here. And what I can do, I can go to my Pathfinder tool and click Unite to unite that into one shape, which is this first one here. So you can see it's one shape now. And I'm gonna just drag it across like that. And then now when we add the background, you can see it will flow nicely together. But you can see it feels like there's bushes in the background in the back of the house. I can also duplicate it and bring it on this side as well. It depends what type of look you want, but it's up to you. We can also use it as a cloud. So maybe I want a little cloud. I'm gonna left click and drag. And maybe I can put it here, or I can put it on the moon like this to make it kind of cool. And I can also scale it down a bit so it's not too prominent, as you can see there. So awesome, that's looking sweet. I might scale it up a little bit and always tweaking it. And that's looking good. So now what we're gonna do is move on to trees. So a tree is pretty basic to do. What you can do is actually use the star tool. And what I'm gonna do is click the star tool. I'm going to left click and drag out, but I'm not gonna let go of the mouse yet because I want one point. So to minimize the points of the star, I can press the down key and that will make it into a triangle. I'm gonna hold shift now, and whilst still holding the mouse, I'm going to scale it, and I can let go, and that will create a triangle. You can also do it with a box. So you can do a rectangle and you can delete a point, and then I can click hold this and click Control J to join it, and that will create a triangle that way as well. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. I think the star way is a bit easier. So what I want to do, this is a bit too wide, so I'm actually going to scale it in. So I select the side and hold Alt and drag it in like this. And it's looking a bit too stiff, so I want a bit of roundness to the tree. So a cool trick is if I click it, I can go to Object on the top left corner, and I'll go to Envelope Distort, and I will go Make with Warp. And what I want to select is Arc. You can play around with some of the other options and see what it does. But we mainly want to play with Arc for now. And you can see the bend percentage, I put it to about 15%. You can drag this up, but I don't want it to be too crazy. So, maybe I'll go 20% and I'll press OK. And you can see the effect, the envelope effect is on it, but we want to expand this shape so I can just work with the anchor points on the shape. I'll go to Object and Expand. You'll get a box, just press OK. And now we've got this like bulgy, like spaceship type of tree. But I don't want this bottom bit to be curved. So what I will do, I'll select this bottom bit with the direct selection tool and delete that anchor point. And then what I'll do, I'll select these two bottom points and press Ctrl J to join them. You can also go to Object, Path, and click Join to join those two anchor points on the corners there. So once I've done that, I'm going to drag this behind, I'll make it darker, and once again, Control Shift left square bracket to bring it to the back. So I can scale that up like this, and I can do another one holding Shift, dragging that across, and then I hold the corner, and holding Shift, I can scale it up and down, keeping the proportions. So I want to make a little smaller tree like that. You can see it's not aligned here, so I want to just quickly drag this down so it's all aligning to this bottom part, so it all looks consistent and symmetrical. What I'll do now, I'll select these two trees and press Ctrl G to group them together, and I'll hold Alt and Shift to duplicate it and bring it on the other side. And I want to flip this around so it can look similar to this side. So I'll go to my transform box. You can go to Window and find it on transform there. Click the menu and click flip horizontal. And you can see it's flipped it, really easy to do. And then now I can, move it around, see how I like it. But I think this is gonna look fine like that. So that's looking super cool. I might scale them down a little bit. Obviously we're not going for crazy realistic proportions as it is an illustration. So we don't have to go too crazy with it, but we can just play around and see what size you like that fits you. So cool, it's all coming together as you can see here. And now we're gonna start to color it. You can see I'm just gonna stick with this color palette that I've done here, so it's easy for you guys to color in. So you can see we've got all our shapes here. You got the sun, you got this cloud. So each individual shapes. The only thing that's grouped is these trees right here. I can go to my Pathfinder tool and actually unite those as well if I want to. So they become one. So you can see it's one shape now. And all these other shapes I can just color them in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the background. So I'll press M for the rectangle tool, go to my whole artboard and drag it across. It doesn't matter what size your artboard is. It can be 1920 by 1080. It can be a square format, it doesn't matter. But if you want it for Instagram, try and go for 1000 by 1000 and that will be fine to fit on Instagram. So you can see I'm going to start to use this color palette here that I have in my swatches. So what I'll do, I'll just drag the swatches out here so you guys can see it really quickly. I'll show you all the colors that I'll be using. So a quick way to color this is I can select and go to my swatch and just click on the swatch, or I can use my eyedropper tool and just sample from these colors up here, as you can see here. So it's like really easy to do. I'll just remove my toolbars. So I'm gonna start to color. So I'll select the background, and we want the background to be the dark color. I'll select my trees and start playing around with these colors here. Make that side that color. I'm gonna make this bush the same as the background, and then this tree is the same as this part here. So it looks like it's in layers, as you can see. I'm gonna duplicate this, drag it across. So you can see it's like, looks like a line of bushes there, which is cool. And I'm gonna start to color this the blue color, and I'll make the moon the same color, because if the moonlight is gonna be this blue, then it's gonna reflect on this house. So that's why I'm going for this. That's why I make this side of the house blue. Now let's just select these colors. Make it like that. And this one like that. So I'm just sampling the colors from that part. And there we have it. So if I look across, you can see there's our house that we did, and this is our house here. I'm gonna make this white just so it balances it a little bit. I could leave it like this, but I like having that white like I did on this one here. And there we have it. We have our cool house. We can add little finer details if we want to. Like if you want to add little fireflies, we can do that. So if I go add a circle here, bring this back, and I just make like little circles like this, and then make them smaller. So you can, you know, make it feel like it's moon dust or fireflies, it depends. So, and I'll group those together. So like to add some finer details, sometimes I'll do that, and I'll like duplicate them and, you know, move them around, make it a bit more organic. If you want to add like those finer details, but it's up to you. You can always play around. Leave a comment and leave a like if you like this tutorial, and, you know, share some love to Spencer as well on his channel. But yeah, thanks guys for having me on. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys learned something today, and don't remember to subscribe for more content, and hope you guys have an awesome day. That's it from me. So hope to see you guys in another video next time.